Today, I would like to begin with round 24. The title of what I am going to mention is the organization and characteristic of the astral world and life of the residents there. A human being goes to the astral world, which is composed of the heaven as well as hell, or to the fourth dimensional world after he or she dies. The heaven and hell are made up of the three levels, and in the heaven, a sun exists at the same height as that of the breast of a person. In the heaven as well as the hell, it is possible for a person to talk with another one without regard to the distance. They can go to a distant place instantly, and there is an interesting phenomenon in which the past, present, and the future times are integrated or got together. The heaven is composed of the three stories, and when a person goes to the upper story more and more, the light becomes brighter and brighter. And the houses there are made with the various jewels. The residents of the heaven always smile and live with the bliss. Well, first, let's see about the face of the heavenly world. First of all, what is the heaven? When a soul fully understands the preliminary spiritual world as well as its state of an astral body, he does not stay there, but he goes to the heaven or the hell. There are the gates to the heaven or the hell, and nobody takes the person to the heaven or the hell, but he goes there by himself, only due to his own will. The characteristic of the heaven is that there is the sun that twinkles brightly, and therefore those who can endure this brightness goes there, and those who cannot endure the brightness goes to the hell. Then the next theme is the groups of the heaven. Different from the present world, the heavenly world is the place where each person can read the other person's mind instantly. Therefore, those who have got the same mind get together to live, hence there being lots of groups. A village where some residents live has nearly the same shape of houses as well as the shape of persons. And in the center of the village, there is the head of the village who seems to be the most virtuous and dignified. Then, three-storied heaven is theme. The heaven is composed of three stories, and each story is isolated by the thick layer of the air. The residents of the lower story cannot enter the higher story or vice versa. The people who have the most bright and brilliant mind live in the third story, the highest story, and the middle-leveled persons in the medium story, and the lowest-leveled ones, the first story. In other words, these three-leveled heavens exist in accordance with the level of the spirit's character or personality. Next, let's talk about the palace of the heaven. The world of the heaven is so great, fantastic, and picturesque that it is nearly indescribable for words. For all of the heavenly world twinkles brightly, and it has palaces, houses, and buildings decorated with brilliant jewels. There are lots of gardens filled with beautiful flowers, and it can be called a paradise. As I said, that there are three stories of the heaven, and the higher they go up to the upper heaven, the brighter and more gorgeous it becomes. And consequently, the residents living in the higher heavens feel blissful more. And the next theme is the Son of the Heaven. there is a sun in the heaven, and it gives off bright light, not moving forever at the height of the breast of the people. This sun is the source of the wellspring of all the living creatures there, and this light let the souls see things around them and makes it possible for them to observe the heavenly order or heavenly law. Of course, the sun is the basis of all the spiritual ability of the residents. There are two kinds of flow of the sun. The one is the direct spiritual light, and the other is the indirect spiritual light. The indirect light flows from the highest storied heaven to the lowest one. Therefore, the residents of the heaven receive both the direct and indirect light. Well, the next theme is mind communication of the spirits. The residents of the heaven have communication with the mutual exchange of their mind. For example, if A wants to talk with B, A's mind reaches B's mind instantly, though the distance of the two places is great. In the heaven, the distance makes no problem, for it is the world of spirit or astral body. When A wants to talk to B, B appears in front of A all of a sudden, and they begin to talk. The communication is performed not by verbal talking, but by only mind exchange. And sometimes there appears an image of his or her mind just over his head, image. Therefore, this image or picture makes their talking more distinctly, and this image is called the presentation or a representation. And next, love in the heaven. It is surprising that there is marriage between a man and a woman in the heaven. However, the marriage in the heaven is basically different from that of the present world of the earth. The marriage in the heaven is performed in the atmosphere in which the spiritual intimacy reaches the absolute culmination, and the secular motivation that can be seen on the earth does not interfere in the marriage at all. When they marry, the two souls get together physically, and at last these two souls become just one, and two minds become one mind. How surprising it is! As there is nobody, and as there is only the spirit of the astral body, again, as there is no body, the body, and as there is only the spirit of the astral body, it is possible to occur a sort of fusion of the two souls. That is, the two souls turn into one. And next, heavenly dancing. In the heaven, the residents can see some souls in the upper story dancing merrily, and the dancing is visualized to be some cloud which looks like dancing in the sky. This is a very extraordinary case in which a soul reaches a required destination of high level of the spiritual enlightenment, and residents congratulate the newly upgraded person. In this case, those who are approved to take part in the dance are only several tens of them. Well, the next theme is surprising power of spirits. In the heaven, there exist high mountains and deep valleys, and sometimes some evil souls stay in the dark places. At this time, the soul groups near them make the mountain destroyed or have some big rocks roll toward the evil souls to expel them. This alarming occurrence is performed by the group of the souls around the occurrence, namely, the power of the religion's mind can do this miraculous thing. Usually, the power of the central soul does this sort of thing, and this fact shows us how astonishing the power of a soul's mind is. And next, time of the astral world. In the fourth dimensional afterworld, there is no concept of time as well as space. In other words, as the present, past, and the future time are integrated in one area, there is not any concept of time. And when a person wants to move to a certain place, he or she can go there at any moment freely with his will. And therefore, there is no concept of place. Next, language and alphabet there. The communication is done with the exchange of each person's mind there. In other words, when a person wishes to talk with another person, the only thing he has to do is to think only. And I explained that when he talks, his state of mind is visualized just over his head with a vivid picture. The interesting fact concerning the alphabet of the afterworld is that in accordance with the method of cutting syllables, there are lots of meanings in them, and the characteristic of the alphabet is that each letter has many curved lines. Furthermore, arithmetic numbers are used as symbols of containing a lot of meaning. The residents there learn all of the letters and how to use them quite in a short time.